Your job is charting the great voids, the empty spaces between the arms of the galaxy. You map the nothingness. Your ship is the stargazer, a small vessel built for one. It is a lonely job for a lonely soul. You prefer it this way. The hum of the life support is your only companion. The ship's AI is mostly quiet and only speaks when necessary. Out here, silence is the normal state of things. You drift through seas of black. Stars are distant, cold diamonds. They are too far away to offer warmth. You chart gravitational currents. You measure background radiation. It is quiet work for a quiet person. Weeks turn into months. The silence becomes a comfortable blanket. You almost forget the sounds of populated worlds. The laughter, the music, the noise. This is your sanctuary. A place where the universe speaks in whispers. Your sensors trace the edges of a stellar nursery. A place where new suns are born. But you are headed the other way. You are pointed toward the old and the cold. Your mission is to confirm that nothing is there. A strange way to earn a living, proving the existence of absence. But you are good at it. You notice things others might miss, a faint warp in space, a flicker of energy where none should be. The void is not truly empty. It just hides its secrets well, and you are a patient seeker. The silence does not bother you. It is your canvas. Your console chimes softly, a single polite note in the vast quiet. The ship has found something. Anomaly 734. You bring the system up on your main screen. The data streams in. It makes no sense. The readings are impossible. The sensors must be failing. You run the diagnostics. All systems report green. The data is real. The anomaly is a star system without a star. 7 planets orbit a central point, a point where a yellow sun should be burning. But there is only darkness, a patch of space that is colder and darker than the void around it. The planets are perfectly held in their orbits. Their trajectory is stable. They move around a ghost. You check the star charts. This system once had a name. It was called Alaris. Its sun was a G-type star, much like the one that warms humanity's home world. But Alaris is gone. It did not go supernova. There is no nebula, no remnant. It did not collapse into a black hole. There is no accretion disk, no event horizon. It simply vanished. This defies every law of star science you know. A star cannot just disappear. The energy has to go somewhere. Yet here, there is nothing. Just 7 cold worlds in a perfect silent dance. You edge the stargazer closer. Caution overrides your curiosity. Something is deeply wrong here. The familiar silence of the void feels different now. It feels heavy. You choose the 3rd planet. Its orbital path is stable. Its atmosphere is thick with frozen nitrogen. Your ship descends through clouds of ice crystals. The landing is unnervingly smooth. No wind, no seismic tremors. Just the gentle crunch of your landing gear on a plain of black ice. You are suited up. You stand at the airlock. The silence from outside feels absolute. You step onto the surface. Your boots make no sound. The ice does not crackle or shift. It absorbs the impact completely. Before you stands a city. Towers of a dark, crystalline material reach for a starless sky. The architecture is elegant, alien, graceful structures that should sing in the wind. But there is no wind. There is no sound at all. Your helmet's internal sensors register 0 ambient vibration. Not low. 0. This is impossible. Even in the hardest vacuum, there is background noise. The hum of the universe itself. Here, there is only a profound and perfect stillness. You walk through the silent streets. Your own breathing is loud in your helmet. Your heartbeat is a drum against the crushing quiet. You see figures, frozen in the streets, preserved in the impossibly cold air. They are not human. Tall, slender beings with 4 arms. Their faces are turned upward. Their mouths are open as if in a collective scream. A scream that was never heard. A scream that was stolen the moment it began. The silence here is not an absence of sound. It feels like a presence. It is a thing. You find a tower that seems to be a library, or maybe a data center. The crystalline walls absorb your light. They give nothing back. Inside, consoles are still active. They glow with a faint, internal light. The silent city is powered by a geothermal source, a source that makes no noise. You access a terminal. The interface is surprisingly intuitive. It responds to your touch. You are searching for anything, a log, a record, a reason for this dead world. The database is vast. Most of it is corrupted. Entire sections are wiped clean, not deleted, just empty, like a page with all the words removed. But you find a fragment, a single protected audio file, the last entry of a ship captain, or a scientist, or just someone. You hesitate. Your hand hovers over the console. Part of you wants to run, to get back in your ship and flee this place, to never think of this silent city again. But you have to know. You have to understand. You press play. A voice crackles in your helmet. It is weak, frightened, but it is a sound in this endless quiet, and for that, you are grateful. Log entry 97. The quiet came yesterday. The voice is strained, full of static. It belongs to one of the 4 armed beings. The translator in your suit works perfectly. First, the wind stopped. Then the rivers ceased their flow. Our songs just faded from our throats. The being pauses. You hear a shuddering breath. We tried to make noise. We struck bells. We shattered crystals. The sounds died before they left the source. The voice grows weaker. It is a hunger, a quiet that eats noise. It came from the star. Our sun went silent first. It stopped singing. Its light grew dim. And then, it was gone. You look out the window of the tower. You see the frozen figures in the street. Their silent screams aimed at the empty space where their sun used to be. They knew what was happening. We do not know what it is. A wave of nothing. An absence that spreads. The voice is barely a whisper now. It is a hunter, a soundless hunter. It feeds on energy, on vibration, on life itself. You feel a cold dread creep up your spine. This was not a natural event. This was an attack, a hunt by a predator unlike anything in the known universe. The audio log ends there, the last vibration of a dying world. You stand in the silent tower for a long time. The being's final words echo in your mind. A soundless hunter, a being made of absolute nothingness. It is not just the absence of sound. It is an entity that consumes it, an entity that erases things from existence. You look at your own hands. You think of your ship's engine, your beating heart, all vibrations, all food. You race back to your ship. Your own quiet footfalls on the ice are a source of terror now. Every step is a risk. Every beat of your heart a dinner bell. You seal the airlock. You run a full scan of the ship's hull, looking for any sign of this thing, this silence. The scans come back clean. For now, you are safe inside the humming shell of your vessel. You pull up the star charts again. You map the position of this dead system. You look at the surrounding space. The AI begins to cross-reference your discovery. It searches for similar phenomena in the galactic record. A star that vanished without a trace. A world gone suddenly quiet. Your blood runs cold as the results appear. There are others, dozens of them, a trail of dead systems, a path of silent worlds stretching across the void. And it is moving. The silence is not a stationary predator. It is a plague, a spreading blight of absolute quiet. Your AI plots its trajectory, its projected path. You watch the red line extend across the star map. It is heading directly for the Perseus arm, toward the populated star lanes, toward home. The AI confirms your worst fears. The silence is expanding at a terrifying speed. It moves faster than any ship. It is a wave of cosmic negation. And you are standing at its edge. No one else knows. The dead systems were dismissed as sensor errors, as unexplained stellar phenomena. But you have stood on one of its worlds. You have heard its last echo. You are the only warning the galaxy will get. The Stargazer is a survey ship. It is not fast, it is not armed, but it is all you have. The race begins now. You fire the main engines. The ship lurches upward, leaving the silent city behind. You push the reactor to its absolute limit. The ship groans in protest. The warranty on this vessel definitely did not cover this. Your course is set for the nearest communications relay. It is weeks away even at your best speed. The silence is right behind you. On your screen, you can see it. The starless patch of sky is growing. The hunter has noticed you. It has noticed the sound of your engines, the vibration of your escape. It is coming for you. You fly through the dead lanes. The space between stars has never felt so menacing. Every shadow could be the hunter. Every moment of quiet sends a shiver through you. Your AI, your quiet companion, is now your lookout. It monitors the void behind you. It calls out the distance. The silence is gaining. It does not need to rest. It does not need to refuel. It is relentless. Your ship shudders. Alarms blare through the cockpit. You are pushing the engine far past its safety margins. The core temperature is rising. You have to keep going. You are the only messenger. A single voice carrying a warning for billions of souls. The weight of that responsibility is heavier than any star. You have to outrun the end of all things. Days blur into one another. You do not sleep. You barely eat. Your focus is on the engine controls, on the navigation screen, on the growing darkness behind you. It fills your entire rear view. A perfect, starless black. A wall of nothing that wants to consume you. You feel like a tiny insect fleeing a great, crushing wave. A wave of absolute stillness. There is no way to outrun it forever. You know this. The Stargazer cannot maintain this speed. Something will break. The engine, the hull, or you. You need another plan. A desperate last-ditch effort. A message in a bottle. Thrown into the cosmic ocean, you divert a massive amount of power from the engines. A dangerous gamble. The ship slows. The silence gets closer. You begin to construct a comms beacon. You are repurposing a deep space probe. You are loading it with all your data. The audio log, the star charts, your own sensor readings. You are building a warning. You overload the probe's power source. You turn it into a high-energy burst transmitter. It will fire the message in a tight beam. A single shot, aimed at the nearest stellar cluster. It is a tiny chance. The beam could miss. It could be ignored. But it is a better chance than nothing. The probe is ready. The silence is now just minutes behind you. Your AI's voice is calm. The entity is closing rapidly. Hull impact is imminent. You launch the probe. It shoots away from your ship. A tiny spear of light and hope against the infinite dark. You fire your engines back to full. Praying you bought yourself enough time. You did not. A tremor runs through the ship, not a violent shake, a soft, strange vibration that suddenly stops. A red light flashes on your console, a hull breach. But there is no sound of escaping air, no explosive decompression. There is only silence. The hunter's touch. A section of your ship's outer hull has fallen utterly quiet. You bring up the external cameras. You see the aft section of the stargazer. A creeping patch of gray is spreading across the metal. It is not corrosion. It is not ice. It is something else. The metal is simply ceasing to be. It is being unmade. All vibration within its structure is gone. The atoms themselves are being stilled. The silence is eating your ship. Your AI reports. Aft sensor array is offline. Engineering reports a complete power loss in section gamma. The silence is spreading, moving through the ship's corridors like a silent fire. It consumes everything it touches. You seal the bulkheads. You try to contain it. But you know it is a temporary fix. The silence is inside. It is hunting you in your own small home. The quiet spreads down the corridor toward the engine room. If it touches the reactor, the ship will be lost, and you with it. You are trapped, cornered by an enemy you cannot fight, an enemy you cannot even see. You think back to the alien's log. It feeds on vibration, on energy. You have been running, making noise. You have been leading it right to you. How do you fight something that eats sound? An idea sparks in your mind, a memory from your academy days, a dangerous fringe theory of star science. It was laughed out of the classroom, considered impossible, a madman's dream. The theory was about sonic creation, using a focused wave of sound to trigger stellar formation in a dense nebula, a symphony of a star, creating a sound so loud it could shape the universe. The instructor had called it a fairy tale. He said you cannot make something from nothing, but you are being hunted by nothing, a nothing that consumes everything. What if the opposite is true? What if you can fight nothing with something? A sound loud enough to challenge the void, a vibration so powerful it could push back the silence. It is an insane idea. It will probably kill you. But it is the only idea you have left. You check the star charts again. Your desperate flight has taken you near the Serpent's Cradle, a massive stellar nursery, a vast cloud of dense hydrogen and cosmic dust. The birthplace of stars, it is volatile, dangerous. Ships are forbidden from entering it. But it has what you need, the raw material for a sun. Your ship will be the spark. The star forge gambit. You change course. You are no longer running away. You are running toward your weapon. The ship groans as you turn. The spreading silence has reached the main engineering deck. The lights flicker. The hum of the life support grows faint. The ship is dying around you. You have to get to the nebula before the silence consumes the core. It is a race between two different kinds of death. Your AI speaks. Its voice is tinny now, distorted. The silence is interfering with its systems. Course laid in. Entering the Serpent's Cradle in 5 minutes. The nebula fills your forward view screen, a beautiful swirling cloud of purple and gold, a place of creation. You are about to turn it into a battlefield. You are a terrible guest. You did not even bring a bottle of wine. The ship enters the dense gas cloud. The outer hull screams with friction. Your shields are failing. The silence is still gaining. It flows into the nebula behind you. A tendril of absolute blackness against the brilliant colors. It is not slowed by the gas. It consumes the swirling dust as easily as it consumed your ship. The universe holds its breath. Your mission is a final, desperate gamble. You find the heart of the nebula, a place where the gas is thickest, a pocket of space ready to be born. This is the spot. You begin the final sequence. You are going to overload your reactor. All of it, at once. The resulting explosion should, in theory, be enough to ignite the hydrogen, to start the fusion chain reaction, to create a star. Your AI's voice is a broken whisper. Reactor safety's offline. Core overload sequence initiated. A countdown appears on your screen. 100 seconds. You look at the approaching wave of silence. It is so close now, you can feel it. A cold pressure on your mind. The final quiet at the end of all things. You close your eyes. You think of home. You hope the message in a bottle made it. The countdown reaches 10, 9, 8. The ship is shaking itself apart. 7, 6. The silence touches the edges of the cockpit. 5. Your screen flickers and dies. 4. The AI's last whisper says your name. 3. The engine noise stops. 2. The sound of your own heart stops. 1. You are in absolute silence. A perfect final piece. Then comes the sound. The first note of creation. It is not a noise you hear with your ears. You feel it in your bones, in your soul. A pure, perfect vibration that sings through every atom of your being. The ship's core erupts. A wave of pure energy slams into the dense gas. The universe ignites. Outside your viewport, a star is born. It is a symphony of light and heat and glorious, glorious sound. A shock wave of creation expands outward. It is a tidal wave of reality. It washes over your tiny, broken ship, and it hits the silence. The wave of nothingness shatters against the song of the new star. The absolute void cannot consume an infant sun. It is pushed back. It is driven away. The plague of silence retreats into the darkness, defeated by the first cry of a newborn star. You float alone in the light of your creation. Your ship is a wreck. The power is out. Life support is running on its last reserves. But you are alive. The silence is gone. On your damaged sensors, you can see the new star's radiation. It pulses. It sings. A steady, powerful rhythm that fills the void. It is the most beautiful music you have ever heard. You have outrun the plague. You have given the galaxy a warning, and you have taught the darkness to fear the light. You listen to your solitary song, and for the first time in a very long time, you do not feel so alone.